Thank you, Mr. Chair. Last year, this committee looked at the CCP's message about an alternative reality where democracy is failing and autocracy is on the rise. Next, we examined in our discourse power hearing how the CCP promotes that message outside of China. Today, we look at how the CCP spreads its message inside of China, not only through propaganda, but also by stifling alternatives to its messaging through censorship, surveillance, and its so-called Great Firewall, which is the most sophisticated system of internet censorship anywhere in the world. The CCP's censorship is dangerous because by denying discussions of human rights and alternatives to its negative messaging about the U.S., the CCP creates a controlled society that is more supportive of its aggression toward the U.S. and our allies, partners, and friends, including Taiwan. Almost 25 years ago, President Clinton argued that giving China full access to our market would help create a future of greater openness and freedom for the people of China. Unfortunately, that prediction was wrong, because instead of allowing greater openness and freedom, the CCP used China's growing wealth and access to technology to build the world's most sophisticated surveillance state, which it now exports to other countries. Today, the CCP spends more on its domestic security services than it does on its military, and it spends a lot of this money on surveillance cameras. It's estimated that of the 1 billion surveillance cameras in the world, half of them, a whopping 500 million surveillance cameras, are in China alone. Here you can see the city of Wuhan, which once was called China's democracy village because for several years it was allowed to elect its own leaders. Unfortunately, the CCP ended this experiment in 2016 and now blankets the village with surveillance cameras like the 5 you see here. You can count them, 5 on one lamppost. The CCP also spends its money on the technologies and surveillance bureaucracy behind its Great Firewall, which experts say has achieved industrial-scale censorship by blocking IP addresses, contorting online conversations, and filtering website data. In recent years, the CCP has started actually shrinking the number of Chinese website domains, which are down more than a third from their peak in 2019, as you can see here, dropping from roughly 51 million domains in 2019 to about 32 million in 2023. In contrast, the number of domains in the U.S. in that same time period doubled. It's grown dramatically, and that's not much different around the world. Motivating the CCP's police state is its fear of Chinese citizens holding their leaders accountable, like they did in Wuhan's democratic experiment. In fact, at one time, online expression flourished for years in China as netizens found creative ways to evade the Great Firewall. One of our witnesses, Mr. Xiao Chang, compared this period to Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, where many fought for a future of greater openness and freedom from the repression of an authoritarian regime. But according to Mr. Xiao, since Xi Jinping came to power in 2012, it has been more of this. Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Under Xi Jinping, the CCP has put even more eyes on the street and online, and it doesn't intend to stop at Chinese borders. As Xi said in 2018, the countries that take command of the internet will win the world. We cannot allow the CCP to command the internet, which was designed to connect people, not to divide and control them. Whether it's countering the CCP's export of authoritarian technologies or standing by the Chinese people in their fight for freedom of expression, we must make sure that freedom and openness, both in society and online, prevail over censorship and control. This is a fight the U.S. cannot afford to lose. Thank you, and I yield back.